Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of F1 Manager 22, the Ferrari save. We've been rebuilding Ferrari, so to speak, and doing so quite well. Steadily in first, 253 points versus 160. I don't think we've lost a single race yet. I don't know if we can watch past results somewhere. Yeah, okay, so here, but don't want to go through every single one, but I'm pretty sure we've won every single race so far. And after talking also with some people in the comments, I have been thinking that it would be cool to maybe also try and spice things up a little bit by putting some self-imposed challenges on ourselves now and then. Oh yeah, here you can see wins 6, podiums 6, fastest laps 4, pole positions 5, races 6 out of 6 finished. So yeah, we've won every single one. And I'd like to spice things up a little bit. So it would be a little bit Ferrari-like to do that, to make it harder on ourselves. But, well, why not try, right? So we're still going to just obviously play the game normally, make as good a car as we can. Spend our development points. Apparently Carlos has one, so let's spend that on smoothness. He is a smooth operator after all. But yeah, I'd like to make things a little bit harder, and you can do a lot of things there. Of course, you can try like a last to first finish, or try and do multiple pit stops where one probably seems best, or try to put yourself on the worst tires or whatever else. I don't really want to do most of those that are just obviously bad strategy. But what I'm thinking for now is at least that we don't do Q3 in qualifying. That means we start P9 and 10 if both our drivers make it to Q3. And that should be quite fun. I have no clue if we can even get from last to first or whatever else. Let's first try this. I do still want to try and go for the win, obviously. But I think it can be quite fun to see our guys also maybe fight through the traffic. And maybe if that goes well, we can try a last to first and basically don't do qualifying at all some other time. So let's see. First of all, a front wing has been manufactured. I think that's one we already have. Yeah, indeed. So that doesn't matter too much. This is just a backup. The engine is in poor condition. That's also quite interesting. At 34% now. I think that's getting to the part where we should probably just change it. We have done 6 races, so I'm okay with just installing a new engine. And then we'll probably have to buy a 4th engine near the end of the season, but that's okay. Same for Carlos, let's install a new engine. Yeah. I don't think we want to run out of, or we don't want to blow up the engine. Let's not make the same mistake that the Ferrari made in real life. Yeah, pretty much everything else is fine, I think. Alright, so let's keep on keeping on. We have a few manufacturing things complete. Have a look then. Race preview. Oh, it's Monaco though. We can't do 10th to first in Monaco, can we? Alright, let's do it different then. We're gonna give each of our drivers a... but they're so close in fighting, aren't they? No, they're not. Okay. So let's do something fun then. Let's actually make it a little bit closer. We're gonna make Charles start from P10. And Carlos can just fight for pole position. Maybe he doesn't get it, of course. So then we get to see if Charles can actually fight through the traffic. Whereas Carlos is going to try and fight for the win against Max. And let's see how that goes. All right, performance targets, first of all. We're going to qualify and reach Q2. Carlos is going to have to do quite well to get that, but let's see. And let's also try the qualifying position streak. Should be okay. So how am I going to do that, by the way? Well, we're basically going to have to simulate Q1 and 2 and then play Q3 as we get to race weekend. And then we won't send Charles out at all, basically. That should at least give him some more fresh tires.
Have been racing through Monaco streets since 1929, and this
so
weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo.
Nice.
This is the Monaco Grand Prix. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners, from the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous sand of Oz. There are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack.
It is.
At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees.
Indeed.
There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
All right, beautiful. Cool. So, yeah, obviously Monaco probably isn't the best place to test this kind of stuff out. But we're gonna try anyway and see what we can do. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that's gonna go. Let's see, how long can these compounds last for? 38 laps on the softs, 48 on the mediums, and 72 on the hards. Okay. So that means we can just try and do... Let's say we do like 16 laps to just get a good setup. We're not gonna pace ourselves, obviously. And same for you. 16 laps. Don't pace yourself, or pace yourself a little. Setup seems decent enough. Let's get a little bit off the corners. Something like that maybe, and maybe something like that. All right. For you, something like this probably. Okay. See if that does anything, and let's get to practicing. Are we gonna do a P1, P2, P3? I guess we'll do at least a P1. I also want to see Monaco, of course. We're always gonna do
second,
a quick little
yeah, all good.
All good.
Very
We're always
nice.
gonna have a look, of course. So let's follow Charles and see what the track looks like from the driver's seat. Alright. And let's not do in this race what Ferrari did to Charles in real life, making him come in when they weren't ready yet. That's so costly in Monaco, of course. Yeah, so this track famously, for those that don't know, I think almost everyone knows, but for those that don't, this track is insanely hard to overtake in because it's a street circuit. It's insanely narrow, as you can tell. So there is basically no room to overtake, which makes me very curious whether in this game you can. So let's split our strategies. Well, it's not even a strategy, right? We're just gonna try and kind of challenge Charles, see if he can actually get past some people. If he can't find them, we know, right? This season is also about testing out this game a bit and see what works, what doesn't. Let's find out. Let's see how hard or easy it is to... Oh, that's always such a nasty little turn. Let's see what the game is all about here. We do have a really good car. We should have the quickest car on the circuit. So if anything can help, it's that. Of course, Charles is also very good. He's good at attacking, I think. He's just a really great driver. So curious to see if he can make it work. But yeah, as you can tell, it's not going to be easy because there is almost no place to overtake in Monaco. Which is also, I think, why, and that's the end of the lap, by the way. Also, the reason why some people don't really like Monaco. Because, well, it doesn't really make for great entertainment value when qualifying is basically the only way to win. Of course, there's also pit stops that can heavily impact how the race goes. Famously, Daniel Ricciardo with Red Bull a few seasons ago. They had a horrible pit stop, and I think it was Lewis that overtook him near the end after leading all the time. So, yeah, I like Monaco. I just like the vibes. But obviously, in terms of race entertainment, we've had some much greater races where there was lots of overtakes and lots of fighting on the track, and that's not something you're going to see in Monaco, really. Yeah, the track, it just isn't wide enough for that. Doesn't allow for it. Yeah, so we're going to just do P1, try and get as good as a setup as we can. Probably just... Yeah, we'll most likely just simulate P2 and 3. I think we'll also end up simulating Q1 and Q2, and then, like I said, Q3 we'll play it out because we have to.
And give us a balance check. Balance check.
That's a bad setup.
Now we need to try something, guys.
So let's reconfigure that. Obviously, we're not really where we want to be right now. Put this back where it was, basically. Let's try something like that. It's mainly the bottom that I don't like, but the straights are so hard to move. Because then everything else moves by so much as well. Let's try something like that. Hopefully that works. We're probably just gonna have the same run plan again on the same sets of tires. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Alright, let's see then. Oh, you didn't even get you didn't get everything, huh? No, okay, so we don't know about the straights, but probably it's not that great, so you need to actually go probably another lap. Just to get some actual setup advice. Put you somewhere like here, maybe. Even though we don't even know if that's the correct setup, of course. I'm not really sure about this mini game. Like it's basically the same mini game, but a little bit more complicated than in Motorsport Manager. But in Motorsport Manager, it was a bit more clear which levers you move to do what. And I think 4 out of 5 levers here move everything, which just makes it really annoying to actually get the correct setup in. So yeah, not a huge fan of that mini game so far, but could be fine anyway. So far, Perez and Verstappen are actually quite a lot quicker than us. That's interesting. Of course, we have been running on all tires and we're also conserving, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm just really curious about Monaco, to be honest, and it would be fun seeing Charles try to fight opposition. Obviously, it's Monaco, so there's no guarantee that he can. If this game is realistic, then he can't, to be honest. It will be insanely hard for him to do anything. We can try and undercut some people, but we'll have to see. At the very least, it should just be fun watching them go through Monaco, and meanwhile, Sainz can actually try and fight the 2 Red Bulls and see what we can do there. Plus, a safety car or anything else like that could also obviously matter quite a bit and impact things. So let's see. All right,
give us a balance check.
That is good.
Balance check.
Don't think we're gonna send them out again.
Yes, guys. Getting better and better.
I think that's just let them run for a little bit. Yeah, you're heading to the garage. You're also good. Okay, perfect. So they're both on good now. That's...
That is very neutral. Very neutral.
Okay, just neutral. So he doesn't like it that much. Yeah, also the tires are now pretty bad. I think we're just gonna let it go for the last 40 minutes. I don't think I want to send them out again. And sort of mess up a set. Because I feel like the AI, if we simulate, they're not gonna choose to use that set then. Just because it's slightly damaged. And I think the AI just prefers to not use those. Meanwhile, we're actually quite a bit off the pace from the Red Bulls here. Almost a full second. Obviously, track grip has been going up. They're probably using some fresh sets of tires, but interesting to see at least. The Red Bulls are just insanely quicker than everyone, actually. Interesting. Alright. Track grip is now high. I'm sure if we did a lap on the good tires, we'd definitely be up there, but that's okay. Obviously, lap times in practice don't matter too much. Alright. Session is over. Thank you, Bono. Wonder how Hamilton is going to do. We still didn't take his engineer, so he can't be too happy still. Alright, and let's get to P2 then. And see. Okay, so we got... Yeah, the setups aren't great, but I think the AI will do something for us there, to be honest. They usually fix it up for us. Alright, let's just use another fresh set of softs. But this time I want the run plan to be like a lot. I'm kind of fine with the setup, so let's just... Well, I'm not fine, but let's see what that does. And we can always give him more options. Options in P3. So that's okay. Let's have a look. Alright, that is P2 done. And this time we do get fastest lap. with Carlos. Pretty good. Setup confidence didn't go up too much. Neither did track acclimatization.
Thank you for joining us here today. Once practice is over, qualifying will be underway. And then the fight for pole begins.
A little clip through.
Drivers will need to perform with remarkable consistency.
We've seen this a few times now. That's okay. Let's keep on going. How much did we end up using? One soft, one medium. Okay. Well, at most we'll need like one medium, one soft, or one hard. Like we're probably only gonna do a one stop, so probably just send you out for something like that. Let's use another set of softs, and as always, let's have you do that, and hopefully they can get the confidence up a little bit. That would be good. And let's send you out on a fresh set of softs as well. There you go, and simulate it. And hopefully they get a bit of a better setup there, but they don't, they don't. This time we're a bit of the pace from Max. 70%, not great, but it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, Q1, we're gonna simulate. Like I said, nothing much to do. Well, we could just play it. I don't want to use up too much of our tires. No, but it's fine. We're not going to use Charles's up too much. Let's... No, okay, we'll do it ourselves, just because I don't want him to mess up the tires too much. There's a pretty decent chance, I feel, that that basically they're going to use up 2 sets of softs in Q1 or Q2, and I would really rather not have that happen. We're right behind Alonso on our hot lap. That's super annoying. Yeah, we're 3 seconds of the pace because of that. Alonso does have a habit of not letting people through. But that is very annoying, to be honest. Alright, let's use the same set and see how we're gonna time this. I think we're just gonna go out again. And just go now. Because it seems pretty clear on track now. So let's see. Hopefully no one comes out right ahead of us. No one's moving. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we get a pretty good lap here. Verstappen is gonna block Sainz. That's annoying. Didn't seem like it cost him too much there. Okay, so Leclerc, really good lap. Sainz, not a great lap, but probably good enough. I think we can just end it there. Well, and we'll probably let them go with the train, but on the same sets of tires. So that's not going to be a great lap, but at least it won't be crowded. Because everyone will go at the same time, so that's okay. Let's wait until the whole train goes. Should be in about 3 minutes or so. And then we'll see. So, yeah, we're gonna just wait for a little bit here. Could have gone now, basically, but that's okay. And as soon as we see the first cars here start moving, then we're also gonna move. Gasly got a penalty there. Okay, so now the train starts and we start. Should be good. All right, and since we're using the same sets of tires, this shouldn't really be bad for us in any way. Just basically a guarantee that we make it out of Q1. Did we not make it to the end? I feel like we didn't somehow. Doesn't matter anyway, we got good times here, so that's perfectly fine. All right, then Q2. Let's do the same thing, I think. But of course we use a fresh soft set. Yes, all right, let's start. And let's manage it again, just because I do want those tires to be fine. This time I don't think I'm gonna send them out immediately. I think we're gonna wait for a little bit. I feel like we're gonna get screwed over if we go now. There goes Ricciardo. Perez. Zhu. I really don't want to go now. I feel like it's going to be too busy, but... Verstappen is going now, so let's also go. Let's go. Okay, we kind of went with a little train there. That's good, actually. Means they can't be ahead of us. Looks like Leclerc is going to be... Leclerc is going to have a lot of traffic. Sainz isn't, so that's good at least. Doesn't matter too much actually, because Leclerc anyway, he's going to start P10 at best. So if he doesn't even make it out of Q2, that would be even funnier actually. That's a horrible time. Yeah, the traffic... I feel like the game needs to patch that somehow, because AI is not getting out of the way properly. Not at all, actually. So let's settle Leclerc. We're going to send you out on the same thing. I think we're going to send them out right now, actually, because I think we should be right ahead of anyone if we go right now. Let's see. Sainz set a really good time. He can just chill. He doesn't need to go anymore. I think Charles should be fine here. Yep, okay. So he's going to get a great lap in, hopefully. And there you go. Okay, so yeah, that is a Q3 for both our drivers. I would assume. Would be very insane if we don't make it. All of these people were too late, I feel. I don't know. Did they even set times? I'm not paying like proper attention to that, but I think like they're trying to do hot laps now that aren't even a thing anymore. Which would be really embarrassing of the AI, to be honest. I don't think we got a lap in P or in Q1 either. That's kind of crazy. Would they really mistime the start of when they need to be across the finish? That's insane, though. Okay, so, doesn't matter too much, but for now, let's pay attention to that at the end. I'm very curious to see whether they're making it on their hot lap.
Yeah,
good.
all good.
Alright, so, we're not sending Leclerc out, like we said. He's going to be P10 by just not setting a time at all. It does at least save one of his tires, which is good. Meanwhile... Sainz, are we going to send you out right now? Let's try. We'll give him a fresh set later on to try again. No one come out, please? Yes, okay. So that should be a good run for Sainz. Track rubber is normal. Track grip is high. Should be a pretty good time. Ahead of Verstappen at least, so that's good. Alright. And then we're going to wait for the second run. Well, we wouldn't have to wait. We could just do another time. Don't really want to use that super fresh set, though we are going to get a new one for the race, so I guess it's okay. Let's use a fresh set then. And I guess we could just send him out now. He shouldn't get any traffic right now, I think. No one should be sending their drivers out anymore. There you go. Ah. Norris overtook us on his hot lap, and now on his cooldown lap he stopped this. That's annoying. Can we still go out in time? Okay, so let's see. Because like this is going to be that weird DRS train. Let's send them out immediately as soon as we can. I don't think we should make it, but I'm very curious whether the AI is going to make it. Especially for Verstappen here. I think they should, but... Yeah, so all of these guys are making it. Verstappen also is, and even we should probably barely make it. Yeah, okay. Okay, so they did time it right here. I just feel like for some reason they didn't last time, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And... Okay, Sainz didn't improve. So Sainz starts in P2. Actually quite a sizable chunk behind Max. And then Charles starts in P10. And let's see. I'm very curious about the start of this race.
Come to fight it out.
All right. Yeah, we've heard that same story a few times. Looks like clear sky, so probably no rain. Let's think strategy here. Yeah, very very small chance of rain. What do we do with the compounds? Do you want to edit this? I do think starting on the softs is probably best, because that's the time when we can actually overtake. Usually Charles is pretty good at keeping his tires fresh, so this should be a viable strategy, even if the AI sort of says that it's not, because right here we're going to be below what we want it to be at, the softs. But let's see if we can last till like 28 laps or so. And then around, or maybe 30 even, and then around lap 30 indeed we'll try and go on the hard and all the way till lap 78. It should be feasible. They said the hards could last for 72 laps or 78, I think. We could also try a double stop, but that seems ill-advised with... Yeah, no one is doing a double stop here, and I think mediums to hards, I don't know. I feel like we need to make up our time on the softs if we can, with Charles. Meanwhile, with Sainz, I don't mind actually starting on mediums, maybe. You don't even have fresh soft. Okay. Yeah, we could do that one, but I would prefer not to. I think we're gonna start you on mediums and then go to hards. And then we can push Carlos's tires a little bit harsher and he could try and actually attack Max, which is obviously in Monaco isn't gonna be a great strategy, but it would be fun anyway. So probably your strategy is gonna be medium to hard, so the B strategy. That should allow us to be a bit more aggressive. And then, yeah, obviously, way at the start, we're gonna just use up everything that we can. Probably the start is where we can, like, make up for most of our troubles. Yeah, let's see if this works. This is gonna be very different from the usual races. In the other races, we've always sort of been in control. Obviously, we've kind of given that up now on purpose.
Taking a look here,
and let's see if we can fight through in the hardest stage of them all, Monaco.
But that could so easily change in the first few seconds of the race. Leclerc there, down the grid. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them.
Is there in Monaco?
The race start is mere seconds away.
Alright, so we're definitely following Charles here. Obviously, Carlos's fight is also super important, but let's follow here. Here's Charles, here's Carlos. Let's see. Lights out.
It's lights out, and away we go.
Pretty bad start, I think, for Carlos. Meanwhile, Charles also not the greatest start. Trying to go past Norris. Managing to do so, I think. Can't see that well. Yeah, he's definitely clear of Norris. The Norris has just gone mental. Okay. I don't think you want to tell him that in the race start. Yeah, so we did make the overtake. Let's see how that actually happened then.
There's Leclerc.
And we went on the outside. And then, yeah, we just kind of pushed. Okay, well, if it works, it works. I don't think that would happen much in real life, but it worked for us. So let's see now. Now comes actually the Mercedes.
Back in the garage, the team
so that's not going to be easy whatsoever, but let's see. So we'll definitely follow our Charles for a few laps in real time, I think. I'm just very curious to see whether the AI can actually do this on Monaco. Feels like you shouldn't be able to. I mean, Russell and Hamilton are not going to be easy pickings, obviously, but let's see. We are right on Russell's tail here. But there's just no space, is that? Whoa! How can you... What? He actually made that move. I think he's passed. Yeah, he's passed easily. That's crazy. Okay. We do need to go a little bit more easy on the tires here. I think also for Sainz we need to be a little bit conservative. I don't mind using the fuel here. Let's watch that overtake again. That was magical. I don't think anyone had ever made that. That's so crazy. In real life, I think he would have forced Russell to just go... to just cut the corner, to be honest, because that is an insane corner to overtake on. But very cool to see. Alright. Yeah. I wish we could skip this. Maybe there is actually an option for that in the options. I'll have a look. Because that is a little bit... like, you don't need to see there, you know. Let's go a bit neutral now on the battery for both our guys. I don't think we need to use up the entire battery here. But definitely we push the fuel here because we're still in a positive delta. We push the tires a little bit, not too much, but a little bit is fine, I think. And Charles is hunting Lewis here. He's already right behind them. And once DRS opens, maybe we can make something happen. Is there even DRS in Monaco? Maybe just on the long straight. I don't know where else you would open DRS. Maybe here. Yeah, Sainz meanwhile is losing a bit of time to Verstappen. I think that's, yeah, that's okay. How close is he right now? about half a second behind. So there's definitely a gap between Sainz and Perez, which is good. That means he can't attack as much, but yeah, obviously we're also not going to be attacking Verstappen much. As long as he's within a window to try and undercut, I'm very content. I don't mind. So we're going to have to be the ones to go first against Verstappen, most likely. Otherwise, we're going to have to try and overcut, which is also tricky. All right, that's DRS. Let's see. Can we do anything? We're immediately going to try and attack Lewis here. And we're almost wheel to wheel. I don't think he's making that stick, though. No, didn't make it stick. That's a shame. We are luckily also out of range for Russ, or we were, but we lost some time there. Definitely, I think Charles made a little mistake, because now Russell is going to get in DRS, most likely. That's suboptimal. How are we doing in terms of tire life? We do have to go back to standard, I think. But I do want to keep pushing the engine as long as we have fuel left over. We don't with Sainz, so let's stop using that. It just means he's going to just have to stay with Verstappen in DRS range. As long as we can do that, I'm happy on his side. We definitely don't need to be trying to attack Max. But we do need to stay within DRS. Meanwhile, let's see if we can attack Lewis a little bit, but not with the tires, obviously. Luckily, Charles has very good smoothness stats, so he should be able to watch over the tires pretty well, even while trying these shenanigans of attacking on Monaco. So we made up 2 spots, one at the start and one in actual racing, which is pretty good. Definitely don't mind that. Carlos just got fastest lap, also good. We're gonna try and attack here again. Yeah, we're not making that move work. So I do think it's definitely factoring in that Monaco is just really hard to overtake him, because in any other race I think we would have made up already. At least we would be past Hamilton, and probably even past Gasly. Then there's a bit of a gap to Alonso, but yeah, we would have made up more spots in any other track for sure. So that is interesting to see. I think let's now speed things up for a little bit, because we have 78 laps to go. We're only on lap 5. And as soon as something happens, then we'll have a look. For now, let's just keep an eye on the numbers here. Looks like, yeah, Charles cannot overtake Lewis. That's at least a pretty good indicator. And Sainz just sticking with Max for now. Also pretty good indicator. Looks like we have a lot of extra fuel now, thanks to following Max.
It was a very good lap.
So let's push him a little bit. See if we can force Max into an error or something like that. That would be nice. Tire is sort of just holding out as it needs to. I don't think we're going to do too much with that. And I don't want to use up too much of our battery either. So let's for now keep the status quo as is. We're kind of in this stupid DRS train behind Gasly. Gasly is actually messing us up a little, because Lewis is getting DRS from Gasly and then we're getting it from Lewis, which obviously makes it a bit hard to do anything. If he wasn't getting DRS, I think we would be past him, actually. That's unfortunately not something we can do anything about for now. So let's see, maybe anything happens, a safety car or anything else. But for now, nothing much happening. Around lap 30 is when we need to make a pit stop for sure. We could try and do something earlier if we want to try and undercut with either of our drivers, if we feel like we can make something work. Looks like Carlos made a bit of an error, because he's now outside of the DRS range all of a sudden, even though we pushed him more. So I guess since he's out, no, he's barely in range. Let's push your tires a little bit then.
Was a strong lap.
Yeah, like, why are you getting all these like fastest laps and then actually... Okay, well, you were outside of the DRS, now you're in again, so that's perfect. Yeah, let's go like this for now. Leclerc is just following, that's fine. Okay, so we did some testing, and definitely in Monaco,
Sounds like someone's locked up.
not a lot happening. Alonso had a little lockup, doesn't matter too much, obviously. So yeah, this obviously isn't the most exciting thing to try and do, like a low to high finish, because nothing is happening. But well, at least now we know that Monaco isn't somewhere where you can overtake easily. We are now getting into the pit window. but the tires for now are holding. I think we're gonna push them a little bit, and then around lap 30 we're probably gonna pit. Hamilton just went into the pits, it seems like.
Oh, and
No, we
Ferrari
overtook
just
him
came to
actually.
place.
Okay, so let's watch that.
Take a closer look.
Very
Watch
interesting.
This. There's
I
Leclerc.
feel like he's still... Maybe he lost DRS from Gasly there. Or he just made a mistake, because all of a sudden he seemed to be very slow. Okay, so that's
And there
good
they
for
go,
us.
moving up a position.
Let's push that advantage that we just got a little bit. Now we have a bit of free space. No, actually, we're right behind Gasly now, but Gasly doesn't have anything. Okay, so Verstappen just went into the pits. Can we try and overcut them? So let's attack these mediums as much as we can.
Time to go hunting. I leave it to you.
And let's also push the fuel, and let's even use a lot of our DRS. And let's see if we can do a overcut here. Looks like Verstappen got a pretty good... This is our optimal pit stop lap, that's fine. I think we're probably gonna... Yeah, we're probably gonna bring him in now. Let's push these tires for as much as we can for a little bit still and deploy. And we're gonna have you pit. What are we gonna do? We said hards, right? So I don't think we're making it with mediums. So let's just go to the hards and then not pit again. And hopefully that'll work. Yeah, we're gonna basically push both our drivers really hard right now. We're in P6 for now, because Hamilton also went into the
Keep
pits.
pressure on. You can do this.
Gasly, unfortunately, is holding us up a little bit here. That's annoying. Let's see if we can maybe overtake him still before we get there, but I don't think it's worth using up our ERS right now. Sainz, meanwhile, I want to use his still a little bit. Okay, we don't need to be using all of our ERS. We did kind of just use almost everything. Perez also pitting now. We have 19 seconds. What is a pit stop going to cost us? Most likely, if we go to the hards, 22 seconds estimated. So that's actually a lot that we're behind Verstappen. So it doesn't seem like our overcut is going to work. That does suck. That's a shame. Maybe we should have tried an undercut, but let's see. Let's first see how Leclerc here is going to get out of the pit. Everything hinges, of course, also on getting a good pit stop at all. Pretty good, 2.6. Nothing to slouch about. We're going to be behind Russell, who hasn't pitted yet still. Are we going to be behind Hamilton, though? That's a big question. Don't see him yet. There's Alonso. So we actually... I think we overcut Alonso, if we can hold out. Yeah, so we did hold out. Perfect. Okay, can't be too hard on these tires, but we can definitely push the fuel, so that's okay. And we also got to back our DRS a little bit here. We're gonna go one more lap with Sainz, I think. And that's when we get into the dangerous region for the mediums here, so that's okay. Can't be pushing the fuel too much anymore, we're already on a deficit. But once we're behind Verstappen, which I think we're going to be, and that's okay anyway. So let's come in this lap and go to the hards indeed. Pit. And I think we're gonna come out. No, we're ahead of Verstappen, so we did actually overcut him barely. That is very interesting. Okay, so our strategy worked, actually. And now Russell and Ocon are into the pits. That means Leclerc would be coming out ahead of them pretty easily. Yep, okay. So now we have K-Mac, who I think still needs to come into the pits. Your tires are overheating. Okay, so definitely don't push those too hard, please. Now we actually made that fuel back somehow. Now you're actually out of fuel. Yeah, I still don't get how much the deltas change very quickly.
I think increasing the lifting coast just a little.
That's fine. I think we're kind of okay. We're only 1 kg off with each of them, and they sort of seem to be doing okay. All right. So interestingly enough, we actually overcut Verstappen. I thought we would take a lot longer. It said 22 seconds and we were only 19 seconds clear of Max, but we actually did go past him. Bottas is now into the pits. Is he going to come out ahead of us? I don't think he should. Gasly going into the pits. Let's see if Leclerc can overtake them. So he's pushing right now. Can't push his tires too much. That's the problem. I don't think we're going to get past Bottas. He's already coming out. But Gasly should definitely be possible. Yeah, we're going to definitely get past Gasly. Bottas is not going to be feasible. Alright, so we gained another spot against Pierre. Perfect. So it seems like our pace is really good at Monaco, at least. We do still have the fastest car, most likely. That's at least a good sign. K-Mac, you still have to be pitting, right? Did you pit already? Let's have a look. Tire history. K-Mac, yeah, he's still on his first set of hards, and we're already right behind him, so that should be fine. Valtteri, he's sort of on the same strategy as us. And then there's, of course, the Red Bulls. I don't expect us to be able to get to them. So we're really far behind. 23 seconds, 25. Yeah, just to Perez, it's already like a 26-second gap. So that's obviously not happening. But we can definitely overtake K-Mac. Or not overtake, probably, but at least when he pits, we'll overtake him, of course. And Bottas is going to be tricky. I don't think we're going to get him easily, but we'll definitely try, of course. Meanwhile, Sainz needs to try and hold off Verstappen a bit here. Let's use a little bit again of our resources. If we could get him outside of DRS, that would be great. Obviously, we shouldn't be letting him get past us in Monaco. But stranger things have happened. And we're also getting to the traffic now. By which I mean Latifi. So it would be nice if we could get away from them. I can't be using too much of our resources here. 0.7 is pretty good. I don't know, we could try for one really hard push lap, but let's see first if we get easily past the traffic here. We did. Verstappen is pushing us a little too close for comfort here. I don't like that. So let's use some of our ERS. Let's use our hearts and let's just try and get away from them a little bit. See if we can use this traffic to get... Yeah, he still needs to get past there. Okay, that's a shame. Used up everything we could there. So that means we're going to lose a bit of time probably on the long straight. But Verstappen lost a lot of time getting past Schumacher, I think. Yeah, he lost a lot of time there. So hopefully we can stay outside. Yeah, we're losing on the long straight because we didn't have battery anymore. It'd be nice if we can stay outside of his DRS here. Come on, let's use a little bit of extra fuel. Let's also use for Charles because we do have the excess. And let's see. We're right behind K-Mag. We don't need to overtake him. At some point he's going to have to get in anyway. But it would be nice so we could try and make up some time to Bottas. And meanwhile, we're pretty comfortably outside of the DRS range now of Max, so that's good. Let's go a bit neutral again then. And let's push. See what we can do here. Alright, so our strategy so far in our pit stop have worked, it seems like. Pretty happy with that. Meanwhile, obviously overtaking is a struggle. Kind of messed up Charles a little bit here, but... Well... That's tradition at Ferrari, right? So... And he's still gonna get a pretty decent finish. I mean, that should be a 5th. At worst. Unless we crash or something, but... Should be a 5th. So that's not too bad, honestly. We did switch our engines, of course, so we're probably also a little bit quicker than the average. Even because of that. That's pretty good. Tires are holding out pretty well. Charles is... pretty well in that regard. I think we need to push a little bit again. Just to get at yeah, there you go. Get a quick fastest lap and then push back again. Don't need to go too hard. Just want to make sure he doesn't comfortably get inside our range to attack us. We're saving a lot of fuel with Charles because we keep being behind K-Mac there. But yeah, overtaking is just really hard. Actually, that kind of messed us up because K-Mac is so slow. Gasly is now pushing us and inside our DRS, so they made up a lot of time to us. Oh, we got past K-Mac there. Nice. Okay, so that should save us a little bit there.
Advance the race position. Here's the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Yeah, okay, so he was just too slow there on the old hards. Makes sense. And hopefully we can now get a bit away, because everyone else is still going to need to get past K-Mag. Hopefully he holds Gasly and Alonso up a little bit now.
I think it's safe to
That would
say
be
that
nice.
went down well.
Meanwhile, we can just push ahead. I don't think there's much chance of us getting to Bottas anymore with a 17-second differential, but you never know. Now we probably also stopped using our fuel. Yeah, okay, K-Mag came in as soon as he got past it. You're something, Magnussen. You're something. But we're already really clear of Gasly anyway, so that's okay. I won't be too upset, but that was a little bit of a dick move there, K-Mag. I don't even know why he was fighting us that hard. Like, just come in. Looks like Verstappen is still pretty far behind us, so that's good. Meanwhile, we are closing the gap to Bottas. I don't know. Do we think we can do something there? We're getting fastest lap, so we're really quick. The problem is we're also going to actually have to overtake him once we get to him. And that's going to be an issue. But, let's see. Definitely don't want to be too much in the minus, but Verstappen got back to us again. That's annoying. Let's push away again. Hopefully, if we can. We're getting away a little bit of him. There you go. Let's push the tires a little bit. We should have a little bit of excess tire there, so that's okay. I don't mind pushing the hards a little bit, at least, just to get a bit comfortably away from Verstappen. We're getting close to Bottas. I think we're just going to leave Charles on neutral, just to have a bit of excess fuel, and then hopefully once we get to Bottas we can try and use it. Same for the DRS. We're not going to use much right now, but once we get in his DRS range, we're definitely going to use some. Tire looking pretty decent. Go standard again. 2 seconds is a good gap to have. And at this rate, we're not going to get too much of an option to even get to Bottas, are we? Getting close-ish, but how many laps can we actually make this work? There's only so many spots where you can overtake in Monaco, right? So we're gonna get very few chances actually. So I feel like we're getting to the part where we need to start pushing. And that's probably now, since we're getting to rain. Oh wait, we just overtook him. What happened?
Oh, and Ferrari just
He was so slow there. Did he make a mistake?
What happened there? Watch this. There's Leclerc.
He was just insanely slow. I guess these parts of his are just way too old or something. Like look at the difference immediately.
Goodness
we're just
me.
a rocket
There
ship
they go.
moving away
ahead
from
of
the
other
Alfa
driver.
Romeo. Okay, well I thought we were gonna have to fight him like for the last 4 laps, make it an exciting end, but apparently
You have fastest lap.
we're just a rocket ship that is immediately gonna fly on by. I guess it's also because we used up all our ERS, but still. We're so much quicker. What happened to Bottas there? How old are his tires? Same age as us, to be honest. Even older tires, or newer tires, actually. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we were just a lot quicker there. Maybe he made a mistake or something in one of the exits. I don't know. Lance, meanwhile... Oh, crap. Definitely should have paid more attention to this. Stay away. This is like the second to last lap. We can't be having him like push us here. Let's not use our DRS here. Obviously he's not going to overtake us here, but we need to keep all our ERS for that last long straight. So let's micromanage Max a little bit. Obviously Leclerc is now fine. He's 4th. He's not going to lose that anymore. We just need to make sure Max stays the hell away from us. So let's use all our tire. Obviously 34% is still a lot. We don't need to be using too much of that. And then as soon as we get to the long straight, which in Monaco isn't even that long, but we're going to use up the last little bit of our ERS just to try and get away from him. That is going to be Now, use up our last 4%. We already barely had anything. There you go. Okay. All right. So that was that corner that
Last lap.
Charles kept overtaking everyone in. So that's good. Definitely can't be using too much of our fuel there.
And confirm.
We have 0.4 laps left. So let's make sure we make it last. I don't know. Are we gonna make it last? The differential says we can, but let's go conserve for a little bit here. We do have the space to max, so let's make sure we have enough. 1 kg seems like nothing, but the differential says we still have enough, so... Let's see. I think we're fine. But I'm just doing this because I don't want our engine to just stop in front of the finish line because there's not fuel anymore. That would be the most Ferrari thing ever to do. Definitely don't want to do that. Alright, last lap. Looking very good here. Looks like Max doesn't really have it in him to go for another fight anymore. Yeah, he's definitely not attacking that much anymore, and we're pushing the tires, but that makes sense. And across the line we go. There you go. I feel like I screwed that up a little bit by like saying that, like we couldn't actually see their reactions, but yeah, nice. That is a win in Monaco from 2nd to 1st actually, so Carlos did his job. I think Charles definitely did admirably as well. Yes, very proud. So yeah, from 10th to 4th in Monaco, that's definitely not too bad. Obviously we lost a lot of time being behind a lot of people, namely Hamilton. We were behind him for quite a long time, but we managed to over and undercut a few people. And yeah, the main thing actually, we overcut Verstappen to go from 2nd to 1st with Carlos, so a good result for both our drivers, I'd say. A 4th place and a 1st place, definitely not too bad, but you can see the differential, right? 47 seconds behind Perez. That's how long we were stuck basically behind all these people. Which is kind of crazy, because there is already a 29 seconds gap, or 33 or 4 actually, from us to Gasly. Which is kind of crazy, right, to think about. Like, we were stuck behind those guys for so long, and we were still so far clear of them. This car is an actual rocket ship compared to everyone else.
Yeah, we can do this. But yeah, we'll have a chat later.
We'll have a chat later. That's his problem-solving voice. Like, I know you want to curse right now, but don't.
What a fantastic result for Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, very good result for him. Managed to fight off Max, definitely a good result. Yeah, pretty fun overtaking challenge in Monaco. 10th to 4th, I would say that's very good. If you did that in real life, a lot of people would call you one of the greatest. Yeah, nice result. 2 Red Bulls for the first time ever on the podium, but neither of them gets 1st place. That goes to our smooth operator.
Name remains engraved in F1 history.
Very nice, and a very well-deserved champagne spray from all 3 of these drivers. Max definitely gave us a hell of a fight, but we managed to outdo him in the end. I think going on the softs for Charles was definitely the right choice there. He wouldn't have been able to attack much otherwise at the start, I think. And getting past the guys like Norris and stuff immediately is such a time waste if you can't get that done. Because you could see how long we were stuck behind Lewis. Imagine you're stuck behind Norris, who is way slower. And then you also have to make up that entire time gap just to get to Lewis again and then try and overtake him.
Join us in Baku on the shores of the Caspian Sea for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Very nice. That will be the Baku race next. But yeah, I think overtaking early there is absolute key, and we managed to do so, so very nice there. Norris had a bit of a stinker, actually went down 2 positions in the end. Yeah, honestly not too bad. 6 places again for Charles, 1 for Carlos, and we did pretty well in Monaco. Let's see if we can make it a little bit harder for ourselves next time out. We still got most points out of everyone, and we're almost 100 points clear of the Red Bulls. So I think next race in Baku we'll probably try and do like a last to first or something. And maybe start both our drivers a little bit down the pecking order. That should be fun. Yeah, just to try and make things challenging a little bit for ourselves. If you have any other ideas of what we can do to try and just test some things out, or basically make it a bit harder on ourselves in a race, let me know. If you have any fun original ideas, I'm definitely willing to try them out. But that was already really fun. Monaco is a great race, especially when you make it a bit harder for yourself, I'd say. And we still did pretty well. 291 points in Monaco gained, and that is now 7 races finished, 7 wins, 7 podiums. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I very much did, and I'd love to see you in the next one again. Until then, bye.